Hello everyone, and welcome back to Lakeside. And it's now a day to go tomorrow. Well, it's Saturday today, so tomorrow and then operation on Monday. So I've been trying to get as much as I can done up here before the operation, because certainly after that I won't be able to do anything for a little while anyway. So what I've been doing is concentrating on this engine shed area. And I've got to the stage now where I've cleared everything from there, this area. I took all the hardcore up, which was down, took all the buildings off first, obviously, everything else. So I had a completely clear deck from over there. And then I made this board up so that I could then continue the track on, including the turntable, up to the main feed, which would be this track here, and I'll show you this up closer in a minute. I wanted to get this done so that I had in my mind's eye roughly how it would pan out as regards buildings, track, and obviously the turntable. And this is what I've come up with so far. Doesn't mean to say that this is how it's going to be. It's going to be roughly that, but it's things like the coaling stays, these buildings here, they may move as and when. But what I need to do now is to get some track down for the engine sheds to the turntable, and from the turntable up to here, bringing onto the main feed from the main track. Now, I'm not particularly well up on all things trains, so I put a question up on the Oracle, which is the Model Railway community on Facebook, and it was regarding, can I put some diesels in here with steamers? Now this is a heritage yard, so I run primarily modern image stuff now. I do run steamers as well, but I'm more and more getting modern image stuff. So I was just wondering whether I could incorporate diesels within this heritage area, and the resounding answer was yes, I can. Heritage yards will buy especially small diesels to move their locos around within the area, and even have some other larger type vehicles, coaching stock as well, all sorts of things. And so that's good, because I can now incorporate not just steamers, but I can incorporate a few diesels as well, which I've done on here so far. So I've got a little Class 04 here, which will be used for hauling locos around the yard, and I've got an old Class 47 sitting in there looking very bedraggled, so I can use that. All these are runners, apart from the little pannier tank I've got there covered in tarpaulin, and this 08 diesel here, which is having a new engine fitted. I'll show you all this in a minute, but what I want from you guys is help as regards, would you put this there or that over there, or that sort of thing, because I'm useless at that sort of thing. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I'm just looking at it visually, thinking, yeah, that will fit there, that will fit there, and so forth, not knowing whether it's in the correct position really. So that's where I need your help. Now, I have to be careful here, because I know that there's going to be probably many comments going, oh well, I would move that over to there, and I wouldn't have that on there, and which is fine, that's the sort of thing I'm after. But what I can't do is have everybody's suggestions incorporated. Obviously some I will have to accept and some I will have to reject for whatever reason. So if you see anything which you think is particularly wrong, or you think would be in a better position, then please let me know in the comments below, and I will consider them and have a look and think, yep, that would work, and you're quite right, it should be moved to that, or no, I don't particularly want to do that for whatever reason. So let me take you, well not you, but the camera off the tripod, and I'll show you up close, and then you can get a better idea and a feel for what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute. Hello again. Right, let's start at the beginning, which is where the engine shed area gets its feed, and it's going to be from here. So this point here, I will move back to here so that I can feed it off and come into the first section of the yard. And I've got a point here because what I want to do is to feed this track here will go, the main feed will go to this turntable. This part going along here, that will go straight piece of track up to here. So that will serve a fueling point for the diesels, and then there will be a turn off here going by the side of it up to there, or about here. So there will be a track here coming to the turntable, and then from here there will be feeds off to each of the engine sheds. So there will be 5 tracks feeding here, with a 6th one coming down here. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if you can remember, but I had a, you can see the remnants of it here, I had a boundary line here originally, which was some shrubbery, some bushes, to make the demarcation between the old engine shed and the main line. Well, what I've done, I've removed that, and this part of the track here I'm keeping, but I am including it within the engine shed area, so the boundary will be here now rather than here. So this part of the track will be part and parcel of the engine shed. So that will be fenced in, and that goes round the back to that buffer stop there. Okay. So we've got, at the moment anyway, we've got a couple of porta cabins over there for the staff to go into. We've got a diesel fueling point, well, container there, and the fueling point is here. If I come back you'll get a better idea. And then we start off with the sheds. So I've got a small shed there, and I've dug out my old ash pit which I made up, which I love, and that will be sunk into the baseboard with track coming from that shed across here and linking up to the turntable. And then here will be 2 tracks from here feeding to the turntable. Likewise with here, 2 tracks coming out and feeding to the turntable, and 1 here feeding to the turntable. And as you can see, just here, that's an 08 shunter I've got there, which I've taken the covers off to reveal the engine, which those two guys are taking out, and that's the new engine to be replacing it. Inside the cab here I've got a little PCB which is for an arc welder, so when I have that plugged in you'll see somebody welding on the inside of the cab here. That is not fixed down yet, that's still to be done. And plus I've got this little loco here which is an old pannier tank which was a non-runner when I got it, and so I took the engine out and just wrapped it in a tarpaulin. And then just here I've just got some bric-a-brac of old wheels, oil drums, cables, etc. I've got a little guy there having his lunch and having a smoke. It's lunch break. And so forth. So it's kind of, they are the little details. So I've got water towers here, or water cranes rather, here, dotted around. I've got 4 of them, which serves the purpose of putting water in any of the steam locos which are on those particular tracks. Just here I've got a coaling lathe, which, as I say, originally I'm still not sure that's where it's going to go, but I've just put it there for the moment so that I know it's to go on this area. It may go there, I don't know. And then up here are just various cabins and a cycle rack which is lit. So you'll see in various places I've got cables coming out like there, which have all got to be wired in. There's all cables inside the engine sheds for lighting. They've all got to be included. So if we stand back to here, you should get an idea or a feel for what's going to happen. So this is the main feed in. That point will be moved back to here, and then there will be 2 tracks running along there and 1 here to lead to the turntable, a single track, and then it will split off to all the engine sheds down there. So that's it really. That's about as far as I've got. So now it's thinking time. Now I've got the components which I want on here. I can either add some more or take some off. But it just means me sitting up here, looking at it, thinking what I can do, how I can lay it out, and I can do all that after my operation. So hence I wanted to get this done so that I knew exactly what I had and what was going roughly where. Maybe with taking some things off, maybe adding some things on. So I'm still not sure yet, but it's a start anyway. But certainly those engine sheds and the water tower and possibly the porter cabin will stay where they are. I've got no other place to put those, to be honest, so they can stay there. I can't see any harm in those there. It's just the other bits really, like the fuel depot bit there, fuel tanks, the fueling for the diesels there, fueling point. Yeah, so that's it. The ash pit will stay there. I might have it over here, but it hinders getting in the way of stuff, so that's probably the best place to put it, I think, from here, because I want access to it for the tractor to take the ash away. Now, the other thing is, I know people are going to point it out, so I'll mention it. At the moment, I don't have any access for people's cars, etc., workers coming in with their cars, etc. So I've got 2 choices really. I either ignore it and go, well, you're just going to have to imagine that there is some form of access on here, or what I could do is move this and modify this here so that people can come down over the top and swing round and bring their cars in. So that is a option for me is to modify that section there, so that people can bring their cars or lorries with coal, that sort of thing, from there down into the yard. So that's one possibility. If not, it would be a case of back to the imagination again and going, well, yeah, there is access, but you're going to have to imagine that. So with that, I think you get the picture of what I'm trying to do. So any help as regards suggestions, ideas, etc., will be appreciated. I have got the possibility, I guess, of filling in this bit here from where my hand is. I could go straight along to here and cover that area in as well to give me a bit more room. It's just that it's going to make it a little bit difficult for me to get things in underneath there, but there's still plenty of room for me to do that once I've cleared all this muck and junk out of the way. So I could increase the area a bit more by filling in here, which will then give me far more room for things like the coaling. So that's it. Just a quick video, just to let you know that it's underway. So I've got lots of thinking to do after the operation to come up with some ideas, hoping that you're going to put them in the right direction too. Okay people, I think that's it. I'm not going to waffle anymore. Oh yeah, what I will do is obviously have yard lamps dotted around as well to illuminate this area, which I've got to get. I've got most things. I've got track. Yeah, I think the only thing I've got to buy really is yard lamps, new yard lamps. The other ones were getting broken, which were on there originally, so I need to invest in some new yard lamps, but that's a minor detail and I can sort those out once I know where the room is. Okay, that's 12 minutes gone, so I shall love you and leave you, and I will speak to you all hopefully after Monday, hopefully. God. Alright, take care people, have a nice weekend, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.